Rebecca really dreamed of working in a large law firm, and her dream came true. She was accepted on probation as a trainee. She was assigned to an experienced lawyer, Janice, to gain experience and assist her in ongoing cases. Rebecca really liked working with Janice, and she involuntarily tried to copy the woman's manner of behavior, style, and competent speech. But what was not clear to her in the behavior of the mentor was how she spent her time reading all kinds of literature that were not related to the jurisprudence. Today they have a short break, which they decided to spend in the park, buying coffee and sitting on a bench. Rebecca opened Instagram and started to scroll through the page, and Janice took out a scientific journal and began to read. Out of the corner of her eye, she noticed the girl staring at her intently and asked, "Why are you looking at me like I'm doing something illegal?" "Oh, sorry," Rebecca felt ashamed. "I just don't understand. We have so little free time, and instead of relaxing, you read something that we don't need at all for work. And then at home, you probably still read the documentation on cases and amendments to laws. So why are you wasting your life on this?" Janice smiled. "I could answer you, give a lot of arguments, but what is learned in practice is better remembered. So here's a task for you. This case was in my practice when I first started, and I spent a day on it. If you can beat my record, I'll recommend you for a permanent position at our firm, okay?" Rebecca agreed. It was an incredible opportunity. She took out a notepad and prepared to write so as not to miss a single detail. "I was dealing with an old lady's lawsuit against her neighbor. The essence of her complaint was that a neighbor's apple tree was growing next to the fence that separated their plots. Tree branches hung over the fence into the woman's territory, and she claimed the compensation for the damages because the apples that fell from the branches broke the flowers of a rare species of tulips that she was selling. Here is your task. How would you protect a man?" The next day, Rebecca walked into Janice's office. She was excited as she had been making various lines of defense all night, but none of them seemed to her to be winning. "You see, I'm confused. On the one hand, the apple tree belongs to the neighbor. He is responsible for the apples growing on it and is responsible for the damage caused to the old lady in the form of crumpled tulips. And we can't win the lawsuit. But on the other hand, if the apples are hanging over the old lady's property, they belong to her. She can pick them herself and make sure they do not spoil the flower bed, and then we will win the case. But whose side will choose the court, I don't know." Janice smiled. "You followed my path, but everything was much simpler, and this answer was suggested to me by my mother, who was not a lawyer, but was a very comprehensively developed person. She didn't know the intricacies of the case, but she questioned everything. And she also knew for sure that apples ripen in autumn when all the tulips have faded long ago. That's how the case was won." We don't know what we might need in life, but knowledge is never superfluous. Never stop learning, train your brain, and the benefits of this will not keep you waiting.